Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. We are Ever Since 2012, a Harry Styles fangirl pop culture podcasts. We are your hosts. I'm Gianna.
I'm Melanie.
And today we are back with a very, very, very special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Maya.
Maya is from the Blueprint Stan Experience, and we are so excited to have you on our podcast today, doing our second interview ever.
Yay!
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
You are officially our 50th episode.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Wow, that is so cool. I feel so special.
Yay!
I actually totally forgot about that. I forgot we hit 50 already.
No, I literally just remembered. I was like, there was something I wanted to say.
Let's just start it. If you want to introduce a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do career-wise, etc., fill everyone in.
Yeah, well, I live in LA, but I'm originally from Seattle, which is where I grew up. And then I moved here about 5.5 years ago, I think. I'm bad at math. Like 5.5 years ago. I currently run my own company. I just started it in February. It's called the Blueprint Stan Experience. Essentially, it is a company focused on giving fans everything that they need and just rewarding fans for being fans. I mean, I grew up loving music and being a huge fangirl. And then I started working in the music industry, and I realized that there was this huge gap in terms of who was taking care of the fans. And so that is what I'm trying to do.
You guys are doing such a great job at it, too. I see you guys.
Oh, yeah. I love what you're doing.
Thank you. I mean, it's still obviously a startup right now, and I have so many really big goals, but we're getting there.
You mentioned that you started working in the music industry. How did you first enter into the music industry?
Yeah, kind of a cool story. Basically, I was a fan of a band and I really wanted to work for this band. And I was like, how do I make this happen? So I kind of just started going to all of their shows, as many as I possibly could. I started doing all these promotional fan projects. We did this worldwide promo video for their first album. And I just sort of started to build a relationship with their whole team. And that meant I got to know the people who did, their social media and marketing. And it kind of happened naturally where I learned about this company. They saw what I was doing as a fan. Eventually, they ended up offering me an internship. And through the internship, they then offered me a full-time job. I started working in PR there, which I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea what publicity was. I was going to school for social work. I was not going to school for anything music industry related. And I was going to school for social work. Before I even had my degree, they offered me the full-time job in their publicity department. And I had to Google. I was like, what is publicity? What would I be doing? So I got this job. I had no idea what I was doing. And I kind of just learned as I went along. And then eventually we realized that I would definitely be more fit in the digital marketing role. So at the end of, I guess, kind of a year of publicity, switched over to digital marketing, loved that so much more, and spent about 2 years doing digital marketing with CrowdSurf, which led me to actually work with the band that I had originally wanted to work for. So it's kind of a full circle moment. But yeah.
Manifesting at the finest, I guess.
I know.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I really resonate with your story because I'm a fangirl and I love all things music and bands and artists and the music industry, but I'm going to school for health sciences. So it kind of the fields don't align, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm so passionate about the music industry and everything like that. Listening to your story, I was like, wait, I can relate in a way.
Oh, I love it. I feel it's weird. When I talk to people, a lot of people relate to it. They're like, oh yeah, I didn't realize till halfway through school, or I got my degree in this, but then wanted to work in the music industry. And I feel like it happens a lot.
Right. Yeah. And for someone like me, I come from a smaller town in a smaller state, sandwiched in between big states with big cities and whatever. I'm from Connecticut. So it's harder in a sense to kind of branch out into the music industry if you're not like directly in a big city, I feel like, but not impossible. I mean, look at us, Mel. Look at us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and Maya talked a little bit about this when we first talked. In February? Wow.
Yeah, I think it was like right when I first publicly launched the Blueprint.
Yeah, but we talked about how I was like a nursing major.
Yes.
And then now I'm in the music industry. I actually landed an internship, and like you said, I'm like always Googling, searching, and I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But no, you get the hang of it, and I feel like you really learn a lot of the skills on the job, which is pretty cool.
I will say, no one knows what they're doing. It doesn't matter how long they've been doing what they're doing. I don't care how high up they are. Everyone is just like pretending they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And whoever's like the best at faking it is the people that are like the most successful. That's what I learned. 100%. That's the motto.
Yeah. It's literally so true.
It's actually pretty funny because I'm thinking back to Harry Ween now. And I just remember having a conversation with Melanie in the elevator. And she's like, I don't think I want to go for nursing anymore. And it was literally like, I don't know, Harry Ween magic, I guess.
Yeah. I love it.
Because we had been going to a couple Harry concerts before that. It was, I think, 3 or 4.
A couple. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, ooh, I don't know about nursing. And then literally I got back home from Harry Ween and I was like, no, I'm not doing nursing. But
no, I love that. I feel like everyone kind of has that moment, at a show or something where you're like, I can't do anything else.
No, I love the fake it till you make it because it's so true. It's so true. The next question is, what was your previous role?
Like before the Blueprint?
Yeah.
Okay. I was an account manager at CrowdSurf, and I mean, I loved it. I got to do some really cool digital marketing activations for a lot of really cool artists. I've loved the people that I worked with. Again, I got to work with the band that I had originally wanted to work with. And it taught me so much, but it also taught me that social media was not my dream job.
Could you talk a little bit about what CrowdSurf is?
They are a digital marketing agency. They also have a ton of management clients as well, but essentially they do, all social media strategy. So everything that you see on social media for an artist, CrowdSurf probably had something to do with it. And if it's an artist that they work with, as simple as making content calendars for artists and, helping them figure out what they're posting. TikTok strategy is huge right now, right? Because TikTok has become a really huge platform within the music industry. And then also like coming up with like fan activations or fun ways to roll out a song and get people excited about the music. So it's kind of a wide range of things, but everything online kind of is involved in some way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it seems like a lot of those skills you would apply to the Blueprint Stan experience. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty cool. You got to go through that. So when you went from CrowdSurf to the Blueprint Stan experience, what was like the scariest or hardest part in beginning like your career and like being your own boss?
I mean, just trusting myself and like, taking that leap of faith that, okay, I'm not making any money right now. Like, I just have to fully trust myself and believe in what I'm doing to know that it's going to work out eventually. I don't have anyone telling me what to do. Like, I am making all the decisions. I'm utilizing all the skills that I've learned, and I just have to trust that I like can fake it till I make it type thing, going back to that. So that was definitely, I mean, it was scary, right? Like I was comfortable in a job I knew how to do. And so taking that kind of leap of faith to something that like is super unknown, I don't know, it was scary. It's still scary.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best part of work is like when you just go into it blindsided and you can work with yourself opposed to like following strict rules, if that makes sense. Like you're relying on yourself in a way.
Yeah.
So
And I've never been someone that liked rules or like I don't like structure or feeling like I have to do anything a certain way. Like I'm just so like I'm a very out of the box, like creative, just kind of weird person. And so having structure is very hard for me. So being able to like just do it in whatever way I want to, even if it makes no sense to anyone else, I love it.
So we're talking a little bit about the Blueprint Stan experience, but do you want to explain a little bit more about what it is and like how you came up with the idea?
Yeah. Basically, I've just loved being a fan. And then I started working with artists, and I kind of saw this disconnect in terms of understanding what fans want, but also like who is taking care of the fans, right? So, I've been in meetings where I've heard people say, like, I don't care what the fans think. Or I've also had people come to me and be like, hey, like, I want to monetize my fan base, but there doesn't feel like there's a good option for that. And so I kind of started thinking, like, okay, like, if I was a fan, like, what would I be willing to pay for? Right. That's one aspect of it. Because I'm not going to pay for content that I'm receiving on a million other platforms. So I was kind of like, okay, what's something that a fan like actually wants? So then I was like, okay, I'm going to create that. So I am creating an app, which I'm very excited about. That's like kind of my baby, and I've been kind of dreaming of this app for a long time. And so a big aspect of this app is something that I feel fans will want to actually not just pay for, but enjoy with their favorite artists. I've talked to a couple artists, talked to some fans, kind of put the two together to make something that I feel is worthwhile. And then the second aspect to the app is just putting everything that fans need in one place, making sure they know the best places to get their tickets, making sure they have everything they need for concerts, focus on safety and inclusiveness and all of that, but in one place, and build a community. I don't know. There's a lot going on, and I just kind of rambled, but
no, that's awesome. Considering like coming back from a fangirl background and perspective, like I feel like for me personally, I wouldn't want to leave that in the hands of somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. So the fact that you have like the experience makes me feel better, at least. Like that's something I definitely would be interested in.
Well, that makes me happy.
And I feel like a lot of companies like have their slogan like for the fans, but like they're not really for the fans. They're in it to make profit. So like it's really inspiring that you get to do this for other people and being a fan of yourself.
Yeah. Kind of to keep going on that, because I literally just only talked about one aspect. There's also going to be like fan events and other things that are really just for fans. I mean, obviously artists are a big part of it, and I do work with different artists. I will continue to work with artists and kind of improve the way that they engage with their fans, but also just doing things to celebrate being a fan. I think, like you said, a lot of people are really focused on making money, and I just want to celebrate my love of music and kind of share that with other people who have that same sort of passion.
Yeah. And it makes a lot of fangirls feel comfortable too, because especially like now, I feel like a lot of fangirls, even before, a lot of fangirls were like seen as crazy or like they were very looked down on. So like building that community is so important, because like at least like my personal story, when I was in middle school, like I did not want to show my fangirl side because everyone's like, ooh, look at her. But now that like I have the friends and I have like support of being a fangirl, and like it's like I know that it's okay to be a fangirl, I'm like concerts every day, like stuff like
Definitely.
that.
I was going to say that. I was going to say there's a huge stereotype around being a fangirl and like just a stan in general. And I was also going to like kind of relate to my personal story, how in middle school, like if you liked, I don't know, any like One Direction, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many people were like, weirded out, like that you love One Direction. But it's like, I don't know.
No, I get it. I had a secret, like I loved Justin Bieber starting at 13, and I kept it a secret for a very long time. Like I was embarrassed of it. And I would have my room like covered in posters, and I loved him. I still love him the same amount, by the way. But I like didn't want anyone to know unless they were a really close friend. And so if I allowed you to be in my room, you knew that I trusted you. And then eventually, I think it wasn't until like 10th grade that I kind of was just like, who cares? And then I just turned into the Justin Bieber girl, and that's what I was known for at school. Like, and I didn't care.
Yeah, nowadays everyone's like, why do you go to so many concerts? I'm like, because I want to.
Right, because you can.
Yeah.
Because we should break the stigma that fangirls are crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but crazy isn't a bad thing. Like, I think that's the other thing is I am crazy, but I don't think it's like, I think crazy and passionate, you know, like people kind of forget that they are separate, but also, you know, it's just not a bad thing.
Yeah. It's like
loving something is not bad.
Yeah. No, exactly. Especially like you get this comparison a lot, but it's like fangirls with music and guys with sports. Like it's the same thing. It's just
same thing, different font.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is. I feel like that comparison is used a lot, but it's so true. Like, how is it any weirder for me to see the same show multiple times on a tour, but you're seeing the same sports team multiple times in a season? Like, like they're just throwing a ball around. Like, I get to sing my favorite songs and actually have fun. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like, it's the same show. And I'm like, it's the same game.
Let me chime in for a second. It is never the same show. Never the same show.
Never. Like the atmosphere, like the energy of the crowd, and like the way that the artist is connecting with the audience that day and kind of the mood that they're in. And, you know, there's all the like little things that are different each time. Never the same show.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to get there about Miss Swift. It's at the end, I promise. But
okay.
The amount of people who have said to me, like, you're going to Taylor Swift twice? Yes, because it's not the same. Like, it's not the same show.
Yeah.
Never the same.
I think I've seen Harry 10 times, and they're like, it's the same thing. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
You guys don't want to know my numbers. Like, mine are a little concerning, but it's just who I am.
No judgment here.
Yeah.
No judgment here. If I could, I would. Trust me.
Oh, yeah. That was the fun conversation. I got like all riled up, and I was like,
I know.
I could talk about this stuff forever.
I know, literally.
Okay.
Take it
Back
away.
to Earth for a second. How do you see the Blueprint Stan experience helping or inspiring other fangirls or music industry lovers?
Ooh, that is a good question. How do I want to answer this? I think in terms of fangirls, you know, I want to show them that they don't have to hide that part of them to be taken seriously in the music industry. And I know quite a few people who are also kind of inspiring fangirls in that way. Especially right now, I feel like it's much more talked about than it used to be. But I think when I first got in the industry, I thought, okay, so I, did the whole fangirl, the music industry pipeline, but now I have to leave the fangirl behind. And I realized that I don't, because that's what makes me good at my job. And so I want people to understand, like, you don't have to give that up in order to work in this industry, right? Like, you can continue to be as passionate as you were. And then I also just want to, like, for fans that don't want to work in the industry, I also just want to continue to make the environment safer and more fun for them, and really just like reward the people that just love being a fan. What was the other part? Oh, and then industry people. I mean, my big thing, like, I'm not doing this for money or recognition, or, I don't care about being on Forbes 30 under 30 or being the biggest name in the industry. I just am doing this because I love being a fan, and I love fans, and I love music, and I just want to make people happy. And so, I don't know, maybe there's other industry people that can, have that same sort of understanding. I don't know. Did that make any sense?
Yes,
yeah, that
a
did.
lot.
I'm like nodding. I'm like, yes.
Like,
I totally agree with what you're saying. Every word.
Okay.
And that's the most important part.
Yeah. I think like that's a big message too. Like do what you love. Because you don't want to be stuck in a job that you're hating for the next 10 years. But if the music industry is your love, like do it.
Well, and I think too, like there are a lot of people in this industry that don't do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that do, but I've met a lot of people who don't always have the best intentions. And so I kind of just want to be like, I guess, a light in the room with the people that I meet, to maybe outweigh the negative part of the industry.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's like, especially with social media, like it's so much easier to like circulate like bad stuff about the music industry, but then it's also to circulate like good stuff. So it's good that you're doing this.
Thank you.
Concerning the Blueprint Stan experience again, what would you like to see the company doing in 5 years? Let's do 5 years, not 10 years.
5 years. I really want to change the way that we do like VIP experiences on tour. I want to abolish meet and greets, which might be a shocker to some, but I have a lot to say when it comes to meet and greets. I think we can get into that later. I would go on a very long tangent on that.
Let's get into
that.
But
I don't think they're beneficial for artists or fans, and they were kind of just built as a way to profit off fans and make money. But no one is actually getting anything out of it. And quite frankly, I think people could make more money if they're doing something that's more meaningful and more special. And like, I'd be willing to pay a lot more for something that's actual genuine interaction and not just 2 seconds in a photo. Like I could care less about a photo. And I know a lot of people feel the same way. Obviously, there's always going to be people that just want a picture. But that's the shortened rant on that. I want to have my own festival. I already have a full mock-up of what the festival would look like, how fans would get tickets, the best way, that the biggest fans get the best experience rather than a festival that is who has the most money or who has the most followers. Like really focus on people that just love music and love being a fan. I have specific booths that I wanted to have and interactive experiences. And like, I have the whole thing. I know what it looks like. I just have to create it. What else do I want to do? I mean, I haven't been on a tour yet and I really want to tour, but I think that will come as I, dive more into the VIP stuff. Yeah, those are kind of my main goals right now.
Yeah, no, I totally get you with the meet and greets. The second you said that, I was like, yep.
I feel like that could be a whole episode on its own.
Yeah,
meet and greets.
Probably.
Like, I don't know. I never really thought about that, but I guess when you're putting it into that perspective, like you're right. Who wants to pay like $5 million for a 2-second photo?
Like, what are you actually getting out of it other than being able to tell someone that you've met someone, but you're not meeting them? Like, meeting someone to me is like actually having a conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
And
like you might as well pose with a cardboard cutout. It's the same thing.
It's like 2 seconds and they're shooing you anyways. So it's like,
and I've done like hundreds. So like I started going to meet and greets at like 16. So I've done them for years. And I want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So hold on. Follow-up question. What are your thoughts on like album signing events? Because I went to like quite a few when I was younger, like at, I don't know, my local mall where like artists would come and you buy their CD and you meet them. And the ones I went to, you weren't allowed a photo, even though it was advertised that you do get a photo. I never gotten a photo with the artist, but I have like signed CDs and it was very quick. It was like a hi, bye, move on to the next. Like, you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that?
I just think there's ways to do these sort of quick interactive experiences, and then there's ways that we probably shouldn't do them. I mean, I understand the concept about it. I mean, a lot of the times those sort of things are free, and people do love getting their stuff signed. But again, I feel like it kind of is a part of the whole like not seeing people as human. Like you're taking the human out of it, right? If you're asking people to get excited about like a 2-second like rushed experience, it just like feels so artificial to me. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I don't think I've ever been to like a signing that I was like, oh, this is great. Yeah.
No, I totally agree, because I used to go to them when I was younger all the time, and I noticed that there was kind of, or now at least, there's kind of a stop. Like I don't really see artists doing album signings anymore. I feel like it was more circa 2014, 2013. Like I would meet all the girl groups like Fifth Harmony, Little Mix. Like that was my primary way of meeting them, because I was like, I don't know, 13, 14. I couldn't afford to buy $100 meet and greet at the time. So I would just go to FYE and buy their little CD for $10 and then get their slap a wristband on my wrist. Like, oh, you're going to meet Fifth Harmony. And I'm like, oh my God. But no, yeah, looking back on it, it's artificial, just to take the words out of your mouth. It really wasn't anything special.
No. I mean, again, it's just kind of playing into the whole, like, let's see how much we can get from these people based on how much they love other people, you know? Although that typically doesn't cost money. You just have to buy the album. I think it also, my experience is also dependent on the company that's doing it and like the staff and the environment. Like I went to a signing, and I mean, the good thing for me is I was comfortable with the band and their team, but I like almost had a panic attack beforehand because the staff that worked at the place, not associated with the team, the way that they were talking to fans was so condescending. I was just like, well, I don't want to be here. Like, you're acting like I should be excited. Like, they basically were like, you can't do this, but don't worry, you're going to make eye contact with them. And I was like, what? Like, what is this?
Yes.
You want
oh my gosh.
To be excited about making eye contact with people that I've already spent hours with? Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
I have my own personal experience. I'm not going to drop the artist, but I met a certain artist, and it was literally my turn to go up and meet them. And their security stops me and is like, oh yeah, no, like you're not going right now. And all my friends had already met them at the like right before me. I was the last in my group to meet this artist. So I was like confused. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just stand here and wait my turn, right? Maybe like 5-10 minutes goes by, and the artist security comes up to me and they're like, I'm really sorry for the wait. The artist just wanted to go on their phone for a little bit. So I'm like, what is going on here? I don't know. It was just a very strange experience. And then I met the artists and they weren't even interested in me in the slightest. So it was just kind of like, I don't know. I camped all day for an album signing, and this is how I'm getting treated. I don't know. It was very kind of like a slap in the face. And I haven't been to an album signing since. So,
well, and I think, or you go, and then I'll go.
I was just gonna say, well, it's like, I think Matt Healy put it perfectly. He said, have an artist go up to the fan, like reach out their hand and ask them for money for a picture. And like, that's how he kind of like said meet and greet, like that's what they are. But he's like, that's disgusting. Like, why? Like, I don't know. Just like him thinking of standing there, asking for money, like literally put it in my hand and then let's take a 2-second picture and you get out. It's like, it's so basic.
And at the end of the day, meet and greets are exhausting for the artist. Like, can you imagine having to stand there as like 200 people come in and you have to have a smile on your face the whole time and like be excited, and like every single fan has the expectation of it being the best 30 seconds of their life. Yeah. And if you don't like hold it, like that's also a lot of pressure on the artist.
Absolutely.
Coming from that perspective. So I don't know. Like I said, I just don't think they're beneficial to either party. Like I've seen artists just get so drained from it, and they're like, and it's like, you should enjoy the time you spend with your fans, and be excited about it. And obviously that is not the right setting to do that.
Yeah. That's really scary to think about, because like you're going into this thinking like, oh my God, this is going to be the best experience of my life. And then you come out and you never know what the artist is thinking. You know what I mean? Because you don't know them.
Especially like if an artist is in a bad mood or if they're like upset and like they're having a bad day, like people don't get that experience that they wanted easily. Like the artist could get flamed for it and like their career, like, you know what I mean?
And
like
cancel culture,
yeah. And it's not necessarily fair to them because they're human. We all have bad days. We all, like, I have days where I don't want to see human beings. I just want to be in my room and I don't want to talk to people. And it's like, just like, you know, we have a job to do and then we have an off day, whatever. Like a lot of these artists never get to turn it off because they go in public and people are still constantly expecting things from them. And it's like, allow them to be on the clock and be off the clock. You know, it's the same sort of thing.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more.
Again, we totally just went on a tangent. I don't even remember what the original question was.
That's the beauty of the podcast.
I love it.
I have so much noise going on outside my room that I'm like going in and out. And I'm like,
I know my dad just started knocking on my door. I was like, no, this is important. Like, you need to wait.
I know my dogs start barking in the background. I'm like, oh, mute.
See, like, this is what we mean. We are not a professional in a professional setting by any means. This is literally, we joke all the time that this is our weekly fangirl FaceTime.
No, it's way better. I'm gonna be honest. Like, why would you try and be professional? Like, it's not fun.
If you asked me 1 year ago that I'd be on a podcast interviewing people, I would not believe myself.
I still can't believe we've been going for as long as we have because we started this, like, we were literally on the way, I think either to a Harry concert or home from the Harry concert.
From a Harry concert, yeah.
I think it was because I was like, we should make a podcast because I was doing a lesson in my English course. And I had to make a podcast for my like final project. I was like, that's kind of a good idea. Like, I haven't seen any Harry or like fangirl podcasts. Like, we should make one. And we did. And so be it. 1 year later, here we are interviewing people. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. There we go. Me and Gianna have known each other for what, like 10, 11 years. And she knows I'm the most shy person ever. So I hid this from all of my friends. And when I finally told them, they were like,
up until like a few months ago, too.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. They were like,
see, I wouldn't have even known that you were shy. Like, we got on that first call and I was like, you were super like out of your shell. You know?
Oh my God, Maya, I was shaking. You couldn't see.
Why?
I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God.
I feel like I'm like the least scary person ever. At least I hope.
I was telling Gianna, I was like, I promise, I met her. She's so nice. I'm like, I'm so excited.
Very true. Can vouch for that. No, going back to like the social media stuff. If you saw our blocked like account list on TikTok, it's everybody from my town, everybody from her town. It's so funny.
That's hilarious. I love it.
We're opening up. We're becoming more comfortable. I think we just started like posting on our main Instagram. Like, go check out our podcast.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Like our vlogs and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I went through a phase of posting vlogs on YouTube. I took them all down. I do not want the public to ever see them. They are so but I would have died if people from like school and stuff saw them. I used to also have a Twitter account that like people would ask me like, oh, do you have a Twitter? I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
that's like the end all. If somebody asked me if I have a Twitter, nope, absolutely not.
I would not like. I remember every once in a while, like one of my like gymnastics friends or like home friends would like find my Twitter account. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do not follow that. And they're like, why? I'm like, don't follow it.
No, there was one specific moment. Oh my God. One of my friends from high school, apparently my like Stan Twitter was linked to my phone number and it shows up in like the contact card. And I was like, no. And it was literally like Callum Hood, but like the O's were X's and they were like, what is this? And I was like, that's not mine. That's not mine. It's the previous owner. I don't know.
No.
It was so bad.
That's so funny. No, I had to lock the gates on my Twitter. Honestly, recently, because all my friends have Stan accounts, and one of my friends like tweeted me, and I was just going through like their following, and it was all my IRLs, and I was like, oh, if they see my account, like that's bad, like that's bad, that's embarrassing for me. So I locked my gates for a little bit, but she's open now.
Makes sense.
She's back.
See, I could care less now. I remember when I first started my TikTok account. So I used to coach gymnastics, and the kids that I coached were any range from like 6 to like I was coaching high schoolers, and I was pretty young at the time. So I started coaching at 16. I coached till I was like 21. And I remember when they started finding my social media accounts, and I remember when they found my TikTok, and it was like towards the end, or I don't even think I was coaching them anymore. I think it was like I was in town visiting after moving to LA. So not too long ago. And I remember visiting them, and they were like, "We found your TikTok account." And I was like, "No, you didn't." And I instantly blocked all of them.
And then they're like, "Oh, where'd your TikTok go?" You're like, "I don't know."
You're like, I don't have a TikTok. What's TikTok?
Like,
I don't know TikTok.
I was like, you are not allowed to follow me on here. I get one platform separate.
Yep, I have my nice little personal Twitter, and then the other one I look at all my like fan accounts on.
My Twitter, I have one.
Personal.
Oh,
I have one Twitter,
nice.
And I'm just like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Yeah,
hey,
accept it.
We'll be there soon. We're almost there. We're almost at that point. Maybe our Taylor Swift vlog will be the one to break our shell.
I love it.
We've broken our shell though. A little bit.
Which I feel like we should start getting into like the fun questions now.
Okay, let's do it.
Fun ones. Let's start with, what genre of music do you like the most?
I am the biggest pop girly you can imagine.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't venture out of it, right? Like Justin Bieber,
We
Taylor
found our
Swift,
person.
Harry Styles, Shawn Mendes, Five Sauce, like you name it. Like that is my bread and butter. That is what I love. I will never be leaving.
No, literally.
Absolutely.
I see like so many people listen to like underground artists and like smaller artists, and I try venturing out, but I always come back to the same thing.
Same. Like every once in a while, I'll like find someone, or like I'll allow myself to start listening to someone new. Like I love Gracie Abrams. Again, she's still in the same world though, but like I don't know. There's artists that like I know of, and I like know that I would like if I listen, but I'm like so stubborn and just stuck in my bubble that I just don't even give it a try.
Yeah, that's like my boyfriend is obsessed with everything music. He grew up on music. His dad's in a band. His sister plays. He plays. So when we talk about music, I feel like I'm so, I don't know, in my little pop bubble, and I'm like, never pop it because I'm never leaving ever. He's like, no, like, why don't you listen to this or this? And I'm like, no, like, you can't take Harry and Ariana away from me.
I will say though, like, I do have like a little pop punk side, and I do have a little bit of like rap and hip hop that I really like too, mainly from growing up. And so it always confuses people because I have like a long drive playlist, and it's like basically every song that I like. So it will go from like a Hannah Montana song to like a early 2000s like hip hop song, and they're just like, I'm so confused by this music taste, and I'm like, it is what it is. You know?
Sometimes like on little road trips or like drives that I do, I'll have like really sad, like, I don't know, Gracie, or like I'll have like breakup songs like Tate McRae, and then I'll have like on the other side I'll have love songs, and I'm like they're like, this does not what?
Yeah, I have like 1,000,000 different playlists for when I'm in the car and like based on distance and stuff. But my go-to is always early 2000s pop hits. Always.
See, that is like the best, and everyone always loves it. Like you put it on,
exactly,
and everyone's in a good mood.
I don't know. Throwbacks just like they hit so different. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
But since we're speaking of songs, what album or song release are you looking forward to?
Whenever Speak Now Taylor's version comes out. Oh, and then obviously
soon
Niall's new album. I'm really excited for that.
Yes.
Is there anyone else that I care about releasing music?
Those are the only two that I know of right now.
Honestly, like maybe someone random will release a song that I like, but those are kind of the two that I can think of.
Well, I don't know. HS4 might be dropping when Harry does the lady. Like,
no.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't either, but let me dream. Let me dream.
We're clowning.
I don't think he's there yet.
He's so silly.
I don't know. You never know.
No, but I'm so excited for Niall's album. And then obviously
people will die.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be a clown for Niall. I am.
I am. The set times for Boston Calling just came out, and Niall's like at the very end. I'm like, oh my god, I have to sit there just to wait for that.
I saw that. Isn't it like 7:40 to 8:40 or something like that? Yeah.
Right before the headliner. But that'll be fun.
It'll be worth it.
Oh, Niall. Since we're speaking of artists, what artists do you like heavily follow, or like you're a stan of?
Okay, well, obviously Justin, but I feel like that's evolved into such like a different thing because I'm like it's just been such a huge part of my life since I was 13, but it's also like he's just kind of living his life, doing his thing. So I'm not sitting here like I don't have his post notifications on. I'm not like whatever. Obviously, like the videos of him at Coachella, like I was like obviously giggling like a 13-year-old girl, but I don't know. I mean, he'll always be my number one. I'm a huge 5 Sauce stan. Like I have been forever. I flew to Australia to see them last year. I do crazy shit. Am I allowed to swear?
That's so cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, huge 5 Sauce stan. Gonna see them a bunch when they're on tour. Nice. Very excited about that. I'd been like counting down for them. Yes.
If anybody needs tickets, we've got 3 we're trying to sell. We upgraded our seats for the opening night. Mohegan Sun. Night.
I'll be there. So
really?
We should be
there.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh my god, we'll keep in touch.
I'm going to most of the shows. I don't have the list finalized yet. I have so the way that I decide, I make like an Excel sheet. This is how you know I'm crazy.
Yes.
So
we did this for Harry.
I'll make an Excel sheet, and then I'll put like the city, the date, the day of the week, and then I have like a yes, no, or maybe category. So like yes for sure, no, cross that out. Maybe I can be very easily convinced. And then I'll put like whether or not I have a ticket, what my seat is, or what kind of ticket I have. And then on the next tab, I'll put like the travel. So like how would I get to each place? Like what are the nearest hotels? Like I'm insane. Okay.
That's literally perfect. Oh my god.
So for 5 Sauce, it's color coded right now. So I highlighted the yeses in green, and then the maybes are in yellow, and then maybes leaning towards no, but I can always be convinced are in orange. And then guess how many red, which is no. Guess how many are actually like for sure no's?
Oh, none of them.
It's got to be like at most 5, right?
1. There's only one show. I'm like, I couldn't be convinced. And it's Florida.
Okay, but can we know? Florida. Okay. That's what I thought.
On Florida.
That's what I thought.
It's far. It's just the other side of the country. And like, I just don't have any interest in going to Florida right now.
Yeah. Wait, so literally, are you coming to Boston?
Yeah.
I'm going both nights.
Okay, good.
I'm going the second night.
Okay, I'll be at both. I also don't go to a city and not go to every night.
Yeah. Oh my god, we found our person.
Amazing.
We're holding you tight. We're not letting you go, Maya. You're like
amazing.
Really best friend now.
I love it. Other artists. Love Taylor.
Yeah.
She is like my therapist. I was explaining this to my mom. Like, I have artists that I like really, really love, but for her, like her music means the most to me because it's gotten me through so many different scenarios in my life and so many different chapters that like her music is just so emotional. Who else do I love? Obviously Harry. Niall. I'd mentioned, I mean, and then I guess those are kind of like the main people. Oh, I love Sean, but he's not really doing anything right now either. It's fine.
Yeah, we saw the
We
video.
ain't forget about you, Sean. We had tickets to his show and he canceled. Obvious reasons, but we were so upset because I don't know if you're familiar with any of our episodes or vlogs or anything, but we have this big like little concert group that we all go to shows together and we vlog our experience on our YouTube channel. And we were so excited to vlog for Sean because Melanie lives in Massachusetts. I'm from Connecticut, and a majority of the group is from Connecticut. So we were all traveling to Boston and we were going to meet up and like have a whole Shawn Mendes weekend, but unfortunately did not go as planned. But next time we'll get him.
We saw him at Coachella though. I was like, Sean, he's back.
I know. I saw the videos of him at Coachella and I was like, cute.
Yeah. Oh, you said Taylor. Did you have you gone to any of the shows?
So I went to the first two. So in Arizona, opening weekend, got my tickets that week.
Nice.
I am seeing her a couple more times. Don't have tickets for most of them, but I just sort of, this is the quote that I said to my mom the other day. I said, with a credit card and a little bit of dilution, anything's possible.
Can we put that on a shirt? Like, I want merch that says that.
Yeah,
that's literally all
that will be my merch.
New merch.
Like, put it on the credit card.
No, literally, whenever anyone announces tour, me and Gianna are always like, "That's going on the credit card."
The credit card, always. Money's fake. Yes. Credit card forever.
I like posted a TikTok with like my upcoming like schedule, and someone was like, "What do you do for work?" And I literally almost posted. I just wanted like to reply with like a video that was just like, "Credit card and a little bit of dilution, anything's possible." I'll probably still do that. Not that that's
oh my
helpful,
god, that's so silly.
Absolutely,
that's so classic though. I love that. Yeah, I am hoping to get Denver tickets. Me and my friend, we wanted to have like summer girls trip, but we didn't know where to go or like when to go. So she was like, I have family in Denver. And so all we were trying to figure out was when to go. And I'm like, are we dumb? Taylor's gonna be there in July when we have no school. Like, hello? And so she's like, okay. And we booked it literally the same day. We're just looking for tickets now.
No, I love it. That's me. I'm going to Nashville and I don't have tickets to see her, but I'm gonna be in the building.
Yep.
I don't know how yet, but I will.
we wanted to go to Nashville. We wanted to plan that, but we'd obviously nobody knew what the whole Ticketmaster situation was going to be like. So when we were in the queue for Boston and it paused, we were like, yeah, I don't think Nashville's going to work out.
I've never been to Nashville before. This will be my first time, but I have like quite a few friends that live there.
Amazing things. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm not big into country, but I'll pretend for the weekend that I am.
The cowgirl like boots and the hats. Yep. Like, I'll be a country girl for once.
For one weekend.
Amazing. I love that. No, that's so funny. Yeah, we'll be at Gillette night 2. And then I'm going to Philly night 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. So we got tickets, but
I know. Well, we'll be there. We'll be up there. But
yeah.
Oh my god. I have tickets to 2 of the LA shows right now, but I'm taking my mom to Seattle because we've gone to almost every Taylor tour together.
Oh.
And I don't have tickets for her yet, but I will find them because that's very important to me to be able to take my mom. But yeah.
Yeah, especially Ticketmaster has been releasing like a lot of tickets lately, like right before the show. So I feel like the last minute is like the way to go.
Yeah, to be fair, I've been seeing a lot the week of, like people have been upgrading their seats, getting like new codes and stuff, or I don't really know how it works, how Ticketmaster's doing it. But I've been seeing a lot of people selling tickets on Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit. I will say it's still, scalpers still find their way of getting it and then sell the tickets for triple the price, which is really frustrating. But
right.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
Right.
Anything's possible.
So on the topic of concerts, we're nearing the end of our questions, but this is our last exciting, fun question. How many concerts have you been to, and what's the best and least favorite of yours?
There is no way I know how many concerts I've been to. I genuinely don't think it's possible for me to know that answer.
Totally fine.
Probably 400. I don't know.
Amazing.
Give or take.
Such a goal.
That's just an estimate. Maybe less, maybe more. Because, there's been some years where, there's I went to 60, 70 concerts in 1 year. Maybe even more. I don't know. Then obviously the pandemic, there were none.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have had an effect on how many, if I do the math. But I also my mom used to take me to concerts when I was really little too.
Mm-hmm.
My first concert was Hilary Duff when I was 6. I still remember it. But yeah, I wish I knew how many. I have the memory of a peanut too, so I don't know.
No,
I can tell you. I do have most of my all of my physical tickets. I've kept most of them, and it's a giant box. And then obviously, I miss physical tickets.
I was just gonna say, can we bring those back, please?
Bring them back.
I used to have a whole wall just filled with all my physical tickets.
Too. I had a pin. What is that called? A pin board.
A mood board.
Oh, the tax
tickets.
Tax.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. Yeah, it was one of those little. I can't think of words, but it was a board, and then I just pinned all the tickets, and it was just it was huge. And then I took it off my wall and put it all in just a giant box.
That's nice.
And now they're just in my Apple Wallet. Not as cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the aesthetic of the physical ticket. And I have a bunch of my I have my One Direction tickets from 2013.
Yeah, me too.
It's
I miss it. It's like flashing your ID. They're ticket. You're right here.
It's just a little keepsake, maybe not everyone can afford to get merch or whatever, but you will always have something physical to keep from the show.
Right.
I definitely even have I'm also borderline a hoarder. I don't like getting rid of things. And so I'll keep I definitely have the plastic bags that held my merch or really random things that I've
Wait, me too.
Too long.
Me too. I literally have all my merch bags stuffed in my closet. I still have from the first time I saw Ariana, which was back in 2015. I have her merch bag just filled with problem confetti.
Oh, but yeah, confetti is huge too, though.
Yeah, I have my Halsey confetti.
Yep.
Olivia confetti. Yep.
Big Time Rush. I have One Direction. Still, I have. Oh my God! I ripped a sign off of the Madison Square Garden wall at Love on Tour, the residency shows. That's literally there will be strobe lighting. I took it.
Oh, yeah.
I took it.
See, I will say my biggest issue is I'm also a mess. And so I probably try to keep confetti from every concert I've been to. I don't think I know where any of it is. Probably all ended up in, I probably kept it in the pocket of whatever piece of clothing I was wearing and washed it in the washing machine. That's definitely happened at least 20 times. Or on the floor of my car or wherever it ends up. Never ends up in the right place.
I used to put it in the back of my phone case because I have a clear case. Ariana's Sweetener tour, the confetti was adorable. It was Thank You Next, the Mean Girls theme. I scooped that shit up, put it in my shirt, put it in my bag. I was scooping that shit up to put in the back of my phone case and just to have extra for, I don't know, the future, I guess.
Yeah. My physical thing from a concert is merch. I have to get a t-shirt.
And I have... Well, I don't know if you can see it. So right here is my merch rack.
Ooh,
I love it.
Wait,
I have it organized by artist as well. So the merch that I wear all the time is hung up. And then I have a Justin Bieber section, a One Direction / Harry section, and then a 5-star section, and then a miscellaneous section.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know. I literally have oh God, let's see, down there is this giant IKEA bucket, and it's all my merch. So crazy to me. That's so funny.
So like fangirl keepsakes are so
I
important.
love
like
it.
I have my 5 sauce guitar picks on my phone case still.
Oh God, the Luke one. The Luke one. I held somebody we knew got Luke's guitar pick, and I held that like it was my child. I would not let it go, and they're like, "All right, like I want it back," and I was like, "No, like he touched this. You don't get it."
I
She's
get
a
it.
Luke girl.
No, I get it.
That's an
completely.
understatement.
Isn't everyone a Luke girl? Like I mean, I'm a Luke/Michael girl, but I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't 5 sauce stands that are still Luke girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm getting like tingly thinking about him. I need to stop. I literally, you're gonna like bring something out of me. I can't.
No, I love
Let me calm down.
I get it.
Yeah, growing up, I was a Michael Callum girl. I mean, my username was Callum Hood.
There we go.
Totally just stole his name.
I don't know. I've always been a Luke and Michael girl. Like I've always just been split in the middle. So.
Oh man.
Oh, I didn't even answer the question. You
oh my God.
And I just didn't even answer.
No, this is so overwhelming. Like, what are we doing right now? I'm
that's
like,
so funny you remembered.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It went over my head too.
Favorite? Can I give you like 3?
Yeah.
Sure. Throw them all at us, please.
So, Justin Bieber, Madison Square Garden, Purpose Tour. That had been a dream of mine to see him at Madison Square Garden, and I magically ended up with front row. They were called Pit D at the time. It was like I was just like looking at the right time. It was right when he canceled meet and greets, and then they were like people were getting refunds, and then I refreshed Ticketmaster, and someone had gotten it refunded, but so like the seat was open, so I bought it, and like it was the most magical day of my life. Brought out Jaden Smith saying "Never Say Never."
Yeah,
incredible. 5 Sauces, One Night Only in London last year. Also magical.
I'm sweating.
It was just like a out of body experience, you know, and to like hear the new songs for the first time. It was just like so special. And then also another 5 Sauce show being when I saw them at Sydney Opera House in Australia.
You are living the dream.
Really cool.
I love traveling and like seeing other artists. It's so fun. I really want to go to a different country and see an artist. I haven't done that yet.
I don't know. I think maybe we should see 5 Sauce somewhere. Just throwing that out there.
I highly recommend it. I love it because then like one, I have friends like everywhere, so a lot of my like best friends live in London, and so anytime I have an excuse to see them, I always like want to. And then same with Australia. Like I've always had a lot of friends that live there. A lot of them I've never met. Like they've just been mutuals from Twitter that we've talked for years, and I never got to meet them in person. And so to finally like see them in real life was just like the coolest thing. And it's just like, I don't know. And then you always make more friends, and then you get to see like the world. And I don't know. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. I have a friend in California that I met through Snapchat and Twitter and like TikTok, like the TikTok Harrys. Like I met her through them. And there was a spring break. I traveled to LA to go see her and go see like a show. So it's always so fun, like getting to meet people. And that's how me and Gianna actually met. We met on Twitter because of what I love it. So it's like,
it's the best. Like most of my best friends I've met like through Twitter or through an artist or like even at a concert. Like I've made great friends. Just like they're the people I was in line with or sitting next to each other, like at the show. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I think those friendships are just like so unique and so special.
I mean, we have yet to travel far together in our little concert group, but we saw Olivia Rodrigo in Philly, and that was just, I mean, it's Philly. That's the farthest we've ever been together, but it was just such an experience, and I would do anything to like redo it, but we got to get somewhere on a plane, man.
Yeah. I've promised Gianna we're going to an LA show.
Hey, I'm here, so come see me.
Yeah.
I'm like, when Ariana announces that tour, when she's back, I will be at every LA show. Are you kidding me? Like following her around the globe.
Good, you should.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's gonna be a while though.
Don't remind me. Let's not bring it up.
It's okay. No, it's good. More time to save up.
Yep, right.
No, I kind of miss LA. Like I've been there 3 times, but seeing family and seeing my friend, I kind of miss it. Should go back.
It's my dream. It's my dream. I want to go so bad.
There's pros and cons to LA, you know?
Oh, of course.
I mean, but that's kind of how it is everywhere.
Yeah. Which I meant to ask you, why'd you move from Seattle to LA?
The music industry.
Okay. Yeah.
There's just more job opportunity out here. And I mean, it just made a lot more sense for me to be here. I also have quite a bit of family, or had family, not as much anymore, out here. And my mom grew up here. So like she kind of felt super comfortable with me moving out here. It was funny though, growing up I always said I was never going to live in LA. I was always like, no. And the air quality sucks and there's not enough grass and all this stuff. And now I do really love living here. I do see the negative parts, but like I've created a life that I really love here. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be here forever, but
hey, now you have this amazing company. Look at you.
Right. Only gonna grow bigger. It's only gonna go up from here.
I hope so.
But yeah, last question. Just before we end, what's a piece of advice you'd want to give someone working in the music industry or women in the entertainment industry?
Can I give a couple?
Go ahead.
Okay. Number one, this was a piece of advice that was given to me very early on by one of the co-founders of CrowdSurf. Give her a little shout out, Jade. And I now use this piece of advice with everyone that I talk to. Try everything. Like, try every aspect of the industry. You know, be open-minded to the different jobs that you take. Because not only will you you might surprise yourself with what you end up falling in love with, but also like having knowledge of things that even if you don't like it, like having that understanding of how to do it, especially as a woman, like when you're in a room filled with dudes, like being able to know what they're talking about and like keep up with them for every topic, I feel like is so important. Another piece of advice, just be patient, especially if you're, you know, young in school, just starting to apply for jobs. It is a long process. And it's not going to happen overnight, you know, but don't give up. Like definitely, like you're going to find your thing and you're going to find the people that believe in you, and it's going to work out. You just gotta keep going. And then my mom's favorite advice that she told me since I was little that I've really started to understand is it's always a no unless you ask. Because like I used to be so scared to ask people things, and she was like, "It's always going to be a no. Like you just have to ask. Like maybe it will be a yes, and you never know. And maybe it will be a yes. So just ask." Yeah, those are probably my best ones.
Perfect way to end. Oh my God.
It has been so nice talking to you. We're just like starting out with interviews and stuff, but this felt like so natural. Like it just felt like a fangirl FaceTime.
I know, it's fun. I loved it. I love talking about this stuff. I could talk for hours.
Where could our listeners find you on social media?
Well, for the blueprint, you can find, well, let me look. Make sure I say it right. I don't want to, me and my brain sometimes. Okay, cool. It's not going to work. Instagram is BP Stan Experience. And then Twitter is BP Stan and then EXP. And TikTok is BP Stan Experience. And then if you're just looking for me, which I don't know why you would, but if you are, Instagram is Blue My Mind, like BLUEMY, and then mind, but with 2 Ds. I really like the color blue. I'm not wearing any right now, which is crazy, but I used to be known as the blue-haired girl because I had blue hair. And so there was a particular fandom that just knew me as the blue-haired girl. Twitter is at It's Blew My Mind. And then TikTok is Blew My Mind, but instead of an L, it's an I. So it's Bew My Mind.
We will link everything in the description so it's easier for our listeners to find you.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for coming on to speak to us once again. And everyone, please follow Maya and check out the Blueprint Stan experience. I love what you're doing. We are so happy we got to talk to you and dive into your mind a little bit more about fangirls.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Me too. As far as we go, you can find us on our social media. Our TikTok is at _ever since 2012. Our Instagram is the same as our TikTok at _ever since 2012. Our YouTube channel is ever since 2012. And you can find us on all podcast streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Amazon, and iHeartRadio Media. Thank you for tuning into our episode this week. We upload Mondays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.